Alright, let's just jump into it, shall we? We've got Neoshoalbrand here again. We 3-2'd last time we played this, and I think we would have easily 4-1'd had I made slightly better mulliganing decisions in one of our games. This is kind of the new Griselbrand of the format, not only because it's also using Nourishing Shoal, but just because it's kind of a blistering fast combo. So the basic idea is you get Allosaurus Rider into play, and then you Neoform or Eldritch Evolution it into Griselbrand, and then you draw a bunch of cards using Griselbrand and Nourishing Shoal to gain life, and then eventually you pitch 3 Spirit Guides, cast a Laboratory Maniac, and win the game by drawing from an empty library. So let's go ahead and dive on in here and see how it goes. I did have a wonderful weekend. Nice, Red Link. 5-2 is nothing to scoff at. I've had 4 different people tell me they hit 12 wins with the Teamer deck over the weekend, so that's sweet. It's a solid number. Lots of people reporting 5-2s and 7-2s and 8-2s and 9-2s and 10-2s as well. I had to play this for the first time in paper yesterday. I really liked it a lot. Wonder how once will improve this deck. I mean, it just makes your deck more consistent, right? It just helps you do the busted thing you're looking to do more consistently. Yeah, deck is a huge guess. So these are the types of hands I'm like I'm not still certain on if I'm supposed to be keeping them. I feel like I'm not supposed to keep a hand like this at 7, so like, if this hand draws a Neoform or an Evolution, I can win on turn 2 or 3, but I think that's just too slow, and it's like looking to do too much, so I just like, try and get a better one. And then like, this hand just needs an Allosaurus Rider, so I think I keep this. Because I'm on the draw, and I have Deliverance and Manamorphose here. One of the kind of sweet things about Dissenter's Deliverance is that cycling Deliverance doesn't count as casting a spell, so we can cycle Deliverance and still cast once for free if we draw it. Which, honestly, might even be a reason to play more of this card. It's like, it destroys Damping Sphere and other random artifact take cards in postboard games, and then also just like, cycles through our deck. Got the Saturday stream yesterday at work. A great surprise on an otherwise boring day. Yeah, we played a bunch of the Teamer deck on Saturday. Looks like Valakut Titan. It could be Amulet too. Sakura Tribe Elder confirms Amulet. Whoa. Moto's not lagging on every game action so far. That would be nice. Alright, and there's the Summoner's Pact, so we get to do this to get our buddy the Allosaurus Rider. When we cast Allosaurus Rider, we want to keep Chancellor of the Tangle in our hand, because Chancellor of the Tangle is a 7-drop, so that if we draw a Shoal, we can use it to gain 7 life. So pay green, pay blue, sacrifice this. Hey, there's a Nourishing Shoal. Yeah, we'll draw again. We found a worm. Sweet. Do this. Exile this. I'm going to cast Summoner's Pact to thin the other worm out of my deck before we start drawing. So we're just looking to draw one of these other 3 copies of Nourishing Shoal or a Noxious Revival. Hey, look, there's a Noxious Revival, so I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 and put Nourishing Shoal back on top of my deck. Then we get to guaranteed redraw Nourishing Shoal here, which gives me another large chunk of life. 21 cards left in our deck at the moment. How would you even hold all these cards in paper? Yeah, so in paper, when you play this deck, you basically want to be sorting your hand as you draw the cards. So you like sort it into, this is a card that's relevant. You like have a pile of cards that like aren't useful while comboing and a pile of cards that are, is essentially how you want to work it. So... Oh, I have this. I say there's only 7 cards left of it. I was like, how do I get blue mana from here without Manamorphosing? The answer is Wild Cantor. So we Wild Cantor. We sack this for blue. We click this. And all in all, like my opponent took 2 turns, we took 2 turns, so good clean turn 4 win here. All right, so the opponent's deck tends to have some artifact-based hate, so I'm going to trim this Veil. I already have these 2 Deliverance in our main deck. Bring in at least a couple of Nature's Claims here, I think. Trim this Edge of Autumn. Seems fine. Yeah, Modern's a turn 4 format. Come on now. 2 plus 2 is 4. I came from a Bant Stoneblade stream. This is a nice change of pace. Yeah, we're currently experiencing what I like to refer to as peak Modern. Gosh. Just like one of these was a Rider. Yeah, I did trim Force of Vigor. I was looking at other deck lists, and I think it's just not good enough. So I'm pretty sure this is a mulligan again because I have ones to like find our way into an Allosaurus Rider, but I also don't have an evolution, right? All right, and then this hand we're keeping. So if we draw, if we hit an Allosaurus Rider on one, we can. Oh no, if we hit an evolution on one, sorry, not Rider. We need an evolution, or we need a Neoform. So I'm gonna bottom Pact and a land here, I think. So this way, if I draw a Neoform, we can go Allosaurus Rider, thing. Yeah. Okay. Old Bay Ray, thanks for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, Edge of Autumn is sweet. It's just like an extra cycle when you're going. All right. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything for us. So we hit a second land at least, so we'll do that and we'll pass. You would keep Shoal in hand over the Fatty. Well, I bottomed a land and a Summoner's Pact. Are you saying you'd keep the Pact over the Fatty? Well, this Fatty makes mana, so I think I'm supposed to keep this. That way if I draw the thing on one, I can do the thing. We drew the thing on two, though, so you know. Oh, you're saying keep the Shoal... Okay, yeah, I got you. So don't exile this shoal when I cast this. Yeah, that's correct. I agree with that. I concur. There's a Summoner's Pact. So Summoner's Pact's so good in this deck. Not only does it get you your Allosaurus Rider to get started, but it like also gets you the Worm mid combo. You're just like, and for my next trick, although I didn't find a Summoner's Pact there, awkward. No, it's a problem on my end. I'll fix it. I'll fix it after we're done drawing cards here. Thanks for the heads up. And then there's 15 cards in my deck. Nourishing Shoal back on top so we can draw it again. Thanks to 11 month chillers. Welcome back. So I wanna shoal twice here. So that way if they have a removal spell, I can draw in response to them killing my thing. Yeah, I'd almost feel bad when I play this deck, but I don't feel bad when I play it against Tron or Valakut Titan. Because Tron and Valakut Titan players are getting what they deserve. This is how fair decks feel when they play against you. Get out of here. It's a green-blue Griselbrand deck. Yeah, Neoshoalbrand is what we've been calling this one. It doesn't depend on the graveyard. And it's more consistent at killing on turn 1 and 2 than the old Griselbrand deck was. You think the opponent would have conceded in real life? Definitely not. In real life, you have to wait for the next round. Morning, Murky. That's true. That's true. Our opponent. Well, that's not strictly true. I guess they could have made mistakes during mulliganing, right, or during sideboarding. The change in this list the last time we played is I cut the Pact of Negation to the board for more green cards, so it's a little bit more consistent in linear game 1, which is where you want to be with this deck, I think. Just like max pedal to the floor. Lost the die roll. Just unlucky. Just unlucky. Yep, Stream Decker is now updated. Again, I appreciate the nudge when I forget that. What do you want for the upcoming ban unrestricted? I know it's a spicy topic, not always though. What would I do? I mean, I mean, my wants are very clear, right? I would unban Splinter Twin and Birthing Pod, and I would ban all the dumb stuff. Simian Spirit Guide, Mox Opal, Ancient Stirrings. This hand is missing a bunch, right? It's got mana and a shoal, but it doesn't, you don't need a shoal in your opener. We're looking for a rider plus a way to evolve it, and this is a rider, but we don't have any way to evolve it, so pretty easy mulligan here. Yeah, this is a keep, right? Hey, thanks for the 9-month Spherical Man. I think I throw back Simian Spirit Guide here. No, I banned Simian Spirit Guide. Here's the thing about cards like Simian Spirit Guide and Mox Opal. You can ban around Simian Spirit Guide and Mox Opal all you want. But there's always going to be another... God, that... If this had been in our opener, we'd have killed them on one. That's so sad. It's so sad. There's always going to be another deck that abuses Simian Spirit Guide and Mox Opal. Always. Oh, we queued into the same person. Lol. I was like, oh, I was just thinking, oh, it's Valakut Titan again. But Moto actually queued us into the exact same person. I don't really think Ancient Stirrings needs to be banned. You have to build your deck pretty heavily for it to be effective. All right, so let me challenge your statement with another statement. You're saying Ancient Stirrings is fine because you have to build your deck around it. How would Tron look different? What cards would Tron be playing that it's not already playing if Ancient Stirrings had literally no restrictions? The problem with cards like Ancient Stirrings is that people don't go, Ancient Stirrings is sweet, I'm going to build my deck around Ancient Stirrings. What they say is, Ancient Stirrings is absurdly powerful, and I have this deck that it's free to play in anyways, because this deck already meets the requirements for it. So my deck that's already good, that happens to meet the requirements, just gets to do its thing. So people aren't playing cards. People aren't working to get cards like Mox Opal into their deck. People for cards like Mox Opal and Ancient Stirrings, they're just putting them into their deck because it's a free roll. I mean, statistically speaking, we could brick, right? Like, we're gonna go for it here, but we're not at 100% combo rate when we go off. One Grizzly Bees. Having a shoal in our opener, though, when we start, makes it pretty unlikely that we brick. Hey, Detroit. Good morning. Yeah, someone's dead. Someone is about to lose this game. Whether it's us or our opponent is something that we're going to be waiting to find out about here. In fact, I don't have another shoal or my revival here, right? Okay. I had an Edge of Autumn, right? I don't think fast mana... The only fast mana that should be legal is Birds of Paradise. Yeah, we can also cycle Manamorphose, is true. Oh wait, I drew a revival, right? So I can cycle, okay, so we're good. So I could do this and put this shoal back on top. And then I can Manamorphose into it. And we'll go get this other worm. Would Tron play Once Upon a Time if Stirrings is banned? Tron wants to play Once Upon a Time even if Stirrings is still legal. You play both. Like I said, normally as a human capable of empathy, I'd feel bad queuing into this opponent twice, but they're playing Valakut Titans, so they're just kind of getting what they have coming to them. All right, so we've killed this opponent on turn 2 3 games in a row, so that's pretty satisfying. If you look on my website, I updated the Tron deck on my website with Once Upon a Time. The answer is you cut the Relic of Progenitus in a land, basically, is what it comes down to. And I think one scrying, I think is about what I did. So I updated a bunch of the decks on my site last night with cards from a bunch of the modern decks with cards from the new set. So again, just cutting my one main deck Veil of Summer and an Edge of Autumn for 2 Nature's Claim. The Valakut deck often has like Damping Sphere or Artifact Hate in the sideboard for Storm. That doubles his hate against us. Would banning Simian Spirit Guide kill this deck? Yes. It would kill this deck, and it should be banned. This deck's a neat thought experiment, but it should not exist. Alright, is this a turn 1? It took us 4 games, but we got a turn 1, so we packed. And then we go thing. Yeah, so we get to keep this, bottom this. Opponent kept 7, so they're going to play Grafdigger's Cage on turn 1. Oh, Moto's back to locking up on every game action. Got it. So you can see neither player's clock is currently going down. The game log tells me that my opponent has played a Castle Garenberg. Thanks for the 7 months, 26 lands later. Alright, apparently, I'm not going to press any hotkeys here because Moto's just on, like, full lockup. Apparently. Do I have to restart Moto every other match now, too? That would make sense. As a Wizards product. Grumpy Boy, I appreciate the 8 months. Welcome back. So, this will be our chance to go for it on turn 1. So we use the Summoner's Pact to go get Allosaurus Rider. We cast Allosaurus Rider. Exiling these 2. Yeah, sorry, turn 2. They took a turn, we took a turn. 1 + 1 is 2. I apologize to anyone to whom I've confused. I mean, to be fair, Moto's been a dumpster fire for a decade now, so like no one who's played Moto is surprised at this point. And just to put this in perspective for those of you out there that think you're having a bad day, my opponent had to pay $10 for the privilege of losing to us on turn 2, and turn 1. Alright, ban list update is in 2.5 hours, chat. Does this deck survive? They're the only other person playing Mono, yep. There's always a ban list update following a set release. At least there has been for a hot second. I agree. Valakut Titan is like, historically speaking, the ruiner of fun in Modern, so us getting a chance to like have them dosed with their own medicine feels good. Feels amazing, man. Alright, so we've played 2 matches, and in those 2 matches, we've played a total of 14 turns. So 2 entire matches of Magic, 14 turns played between both players. Yeah, against a few 1/1s and some lands. I feel like we should get that number down. I agree. We should try and win some die rolls and get that number lower than it currently is. What's the best way to not lose to this deck before turn 2? Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage is the permanent based hate that you can play. Lost another die roll. This is a keep, right? I just need some mana. If they're not playing something interactive, Tron, sweet. All right. This is looking like a turn 3 kill, unless we draw a Spirit Guide, and then it could be a turn 2 kill. Jeff, why don't you just Summoner's Pact for Simian Spirit Guide, Jeff? Alright, calm down and read Summoner's Pact now. Thank you. Yeah, Force is fine. Force is good. Grafdigger's Cage is better, I think. Alright, so if we need to draw a Simian Spirit Guide or Neoform, and that's, again, those are assuming that we draw land with Once Upon a Time. Okie doke. Again, would almost feel bad, but my opponent's registered Tron lands, so I'm pretty sure we're the good guy. Pretty sure we're the good guy here. Yeah, cue circus music. This one. Alright, so I've got a bunch of shoals, but I haven't found a worm yet. I'm pretty sure this deck can't be the good guy. It's more like one of those depressing, gritty films where everyone is different shades of awful. That's probably an accurate representation. That's Modern, right? There are no good guys in Modern. Oh, I did have a Summoner's Pact. I'm dumb. Actually, you know what? I think it was wrong to get the worm there, maybe. Because getting the worm means my deck... Getting the worm means my deck's no longer divisible by 7. And I need to draw all 3 of my spirit guides. So I think that was actually wrong. Opponent's tired of waiting, so they're conceding. Yeah, we have Manamorphose. We're pretty likely to get there. We're pretty likely to get there. All aggro combo decks that Tron is fundamentally disrespecting are the good guy against Tron. They've registered a deck that agrees to die to this deck, and they should die to this deck. Everyone's the hero of their own story. Yeah, basically. I'm boarding exactly how we boarded against the other deck. I'm just boarding in 2 Nature's Claims. So I already have 2 Dissenters, Deliverance on my main deck, so 4 ways to shatter Artifact Hate post-board seems fine. Edge Freak, thank you for the 16 months of support. You hear about the restaurant on the moon. The food is great, but there's no atmosphere. I hope you have children. Man. WotC's not the only one that writes awful software. So this is a clip from my Twitch dashboard. And the thing that's impressive about this, so I've done 1 3-minute ad break, so I do an ad break before the stream starts. So it says I've been streaming for 0 seconds so far, and apparently my ad time per hour is infinity mo. But the sad part about this number being wrong is this number is accurate. So like part of the Twitch dashboard is aware of how long I've been live for, and why this number and this number don't match is beyond me. Like, why this widget and this widget were developed in different ways is like, it's like, why didn't we use the function that the other one's using? All right, what does this hand do? I think this is a mulligan, right? I don't think you keep hands that don't have all of your combo cards on 7. Like, it's kind of appealing because, like, I have 2 things that cycle, but I'm pretty sure at 7 I can do better. This hand is awful. Down to 6. Wife's working on the second. Gotta keep my dad jokes at peak level. Congrats. I think this is a keep. We're not excited about it, but we're here. Yeah, I agree. We have to keep this. Okay. Again, opponents on Moto making the same mistakes that people make on Arena. My opponent should wait to cast this once upon a time until they get back to their turn. So that way they get to make that choice with a little bit more information. I mean, R5 was also just, like, good, right? Like, it needed some help, but it was pretty fine, generically speaking. Yeah, the extra card is super relevant in Tron. Like, what if you draw this Tron piece, right? Alright, so good chance we're dead here. This game lasted longer. This game lasted more turns than one of our entire matches. We played a 6-turn match earlier today. This was an 8-turn game. SCG sold an export to Arena WTF. So, I know the knee-jerk reaction there is to complain that SCG doesn't support Arena, but what you should actually be upset about is that the people who are the thing you should be upset about is that Arena doesn't support generic text formats. That's the thing you should be upset about. Alright, this is a good clean turn too. A freshman programming student could manipulate the text from a generic text list to whatever format Arena needs. It's literally is a text. Literally, text manipulation is like the first thing you learn as a string manipulation is the first thing you learn as a first year, like when you're getting into software stuff. It's like this is not a complicated. This is not a complicated thing. Hello, Hurt. Don't try to temper my anger with logic. This is America. Sorry. Apologies. Whew. Almost didn't get a shoal there. Almost. Oh, you know what? I exiled a Summoner's Pact that I could have exiled a Manamorphose. It's probably a mistake. Alright. I'll go get the other worm with this. And yeah, you blink and you miss it with this deck. How many spirit guides do I have? I don't have another shoal yet either. Oh, there's only 8 cards in my deck. Hey, Scott, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Am I out of... Is my last card the 4th Nourishing Shoal? Or did I miss it again? Yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, we're not dead. They're dead. I'm just figuring out how we get there. What actually kills the opponent. So, there's this 3-cost card that I'm going to find over here, Laboratory Maniac, where its text box is the 4-mana Planeswalkers Jace's text box, where if you go to draw a card when your deck is empty, you win instead of losing. So you pitch 3 Spirit Guides, cast Laboratory Maniac, and then win the game. Ewok the Brave, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Edge of Autumn is in my sideboard right now. I boarded it out. Edge of Autumn is not in my deck. All right. I've been playing this league for 40 minutes. We are 3-0. More big mana, please. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Is there a reason this deck shifted away from Lightning Storm Kill? Yeah, Lightning Storm Kill doesn't beat Leyline of Sanctity. And Ladman does. Yeah, you also get to cheat on your land count, which is great. This archetype has been in every 5-0 dump since Once Upon a Time was printed. Brady K, thank you for the 3rd of a year. Hey, appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This hand has mana and evolution, but unfortunately does not have a rider, so we're going to mulligan. Huh? I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep this one. This one just needs an Allosaurus Rider. And I can, again, cycling Dissenter's Deliverance does not count as casting a spell. So I can cycle Deliverance and draw Once Upon a Time and cast Once Upon a Time for free. Play more 5-mana haste creatures, Garth. Hellkites or Sarkans. Moto has encountered a serious error and needs to close. These people are great. Buy their stuff. Loading up the moto right now. Yeah. Yeah, if historic is any amount of popular, I don't think we're ever going to go back to doing more than 1 Moto League per day. Playing Magic Online, knowing Arena exists is just incredibly sad. It's just like, when it's the only thing out there, you're like, all right, this is how we have to play Magic. But like, when you know an alternative exists, it's not, but it probably should be. Distinction. Thanks for re-upping that Prime support for the 2nd month action. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. You say that until Arena has to be restarted after every game. I mean, even if Arena had to be restarted after every game you play, your matches would still be twice as fast as than Magic Online on average. Just like the rate of play. Just like rate of play to rate of play. Magic Online is glacial. Not to needle you too much, but you're the first person I've heard say they didn't get a single win with the Teamer deck. I've had 4 different people tell me they hit 12 wins with the Teamer Oko deck in that event. The answer to your question is yes, Saphian. Both happened. Looking for an Allosaurus Rider. Oh, and if I do that, I don't have green cards left anymore. Yeah, we're dead. Yeah, Royal Scion plus Death Touch creatures, very good. We're gonna play Grixis aggro today that uses Royal Scions with the Knight of the Ebon Legion to great effect. We just trim these 3 cards and bring in 3 ley lines. Make ourselves harder to kill. Hey, good morning, Walker. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. We are heading into game 2 of match 4 with Neoshoalbrand. The ban and restricted generally posts in about 2 hours from now. It's usually 8 a.m. PT. Sometime between 7 and 8 a.m. PT. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I keep this, right? It's like a little slow, but we're on the play, and burn, generally speaking, is not going to kill us. What teamer list are we talking about? The Teamer Oko Friends list on my website. Man, I'm going to be really disappointed if they ban Emery or Jeskai Ascendancy and don't just actually ban the problem in Mox Opal. I assume there's going to be no changes in all formats. Yeah, they banned Faithless Looting in the last update. I would expect no changes in all formats. Spirit Guide, Neoform. Spirit Guide, Neoform. Alright, well, we get Griselbrand next turn, so that's nice. What did they ban to Urza? I'd be okay with that. Oh, gosh. I could once for a Spirit Guide. Yeah, that's a good call. I didn't even think about that. It's like, didn't even think about it. What do we have got there? Gosh, we'd have got there. So here's a kind of crazy thought. Do I just put a Griselbrand into play and pass? I think I just put a Gristle. Well, now I drew Nourishing Shoal. Yeah, Shoals are a free roll. So we take 2 off of this. Yeah, do we win with the Shoal draw? So like, we only actually have to cast. Yeah, this only hurts us if we're like when we cast Lab Ban and other things. I think we're pretty likely to win from here. Let's go for it. They could have like a Path to Exile. All right, now do I pass? If I take a hit and miss, we could die here, right? Like I haven't cast the Summoner's Pact this game, right? I feel like now I pass. Yeah, we play Allosaurus Rider, but I think we stop going for it at this point. Put these towards any mono red deck. Will do. Prowess. I'm not sure if actual prowess is in the deck queue. I can look though. Yeah, I guess that's fair. What are the odds of hitting Shoal in 14? 35, 3 successes. We're actually only 80%. We're 80% to hit a Shoal. To hit a Shoal in 14. Isn't there 2 successes? No, there's 3 Shoals in the deck, right? I didn't exile one? No, I didn't exile a Shoal. Yeah, if I miss, I just die. So, like, I guess there's technically, it's slightly more complicated than this, because I could technically hit... It's not even about fear in dojo. I just want to make a good play, right? Like, I'm not, like, I get that it's fun to be like, funny, haha, I want to just do the thing and, like, always go for it. But my goal here is to, like, make good decisions. And I think the optimal play to win line is cast this and pass. Even if they have Skullcrack, they need like multiple Skullcracks, right? Yeah. I'm pretty confident the line is just pass here. They could have Path to Exile. Nice, Tears. Congrats. Yeah, a bunch of people have told me they had good results with the Teamer deck. I think the Teamer deck's great. Really been enjoying that one. Opponent concludes they can't beat Griselbrand. Got it. Hey, Sassy, have a good one. Yep, everything will be up on YouTube tonight as always. Pretty happy with my line. Is Path even good against our playing out of the board? Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance they don't bring those in. I agree. I agree. Oh, Burgle. I don't think I keep this. Do I? This hand just needs lands, right? I need 2 mana sources in... Is it unreasonable to keep this? I am at 7. If I was like mulliganed already, I think I'd gamble on this. I feel like maybe I'm supposed to play catch and release. Yeah, that's true. Having to Pact for Rider means I can't just put Griselbrand into play naturally. I need to just leave the calculator open while we play these leagues. Around 13 lands, right? Laundo, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Let's keep him around. Yeah, 13 lands. So a rough calculation is I have 17 mana sources And we're looking at 7 cards. This isn't exactly correct, because if both of our mana sources are in the Once Upon a Time and then either of those other 2 cards are not. So it's like, what's a more realistic intersection? It's like, okay, so 17, we're looking at for like 1 and 2. So we're 54% in 2 hits to find that. And then like, still 17, but then we're looking at 5. So we're looking at like an 88% and a 54%. So if we multiply those together, we're like 40% to get there. 40-ish percent, a little bit worse than that calculation if you add some precision, but like, so like is a 60% failure rate worth keeping this hand? Hey, I really appreciate that. Congrats on your success. You are the 5th person to tell me that they 12-winned that event with the Teamer deck. So yeah, so I think a 60% failure rate means I mulligan that. Yeah, this hand looks good. What is the deck's average failure rate? I have no idea. I feel like it's lower than 60% though. So if we draw a Simian Spirit Guide, we can turn 1 them here. The 60% failure rate failed to account for cumulative variance we actually can't miss. Moto is slow as molasses. It's real bad. Oh, buddy old pal. Oh, buddy old pal. And then I'm pretty sure since we exiled a shoal, I just pass. I'm pretty sure since we exiled a shoal, we pass because our odds of comboing without the shoal are low. This hand gets there again, right? We go Allosaurus Rider, Neoform out the Griselbrand, so I just say fine. I'll go get my land. Do I play around the second path? I don't think I'm supposed to. We are dead if they have a second path, so I don't have another Griselbrand. Okay. I didn't attack because they skull cracked us, chat. Oh, I guess they'd be dead, right? Yeah, I'm dumb. Yeah, I wanted to play around haste creatures. That's probably too conservative, though. Yeah, I should have attacked them. I also should have Manamorphosed out Simian Spirit's Guide here. I'm giving them more chance to draw path. So I played this game poorly. I made 3 or 4 mistakes in this game. Don't judge me, chat. This game's just been too long. This game's just so much longer than all the other games we've played. I was gonna make double white and cast the Leyline here. Oh, Magic's great. And by great, I mean this is awful. This is just rancid. If it's awful, why are you smiling? Yeah, I guess we're 3-0 against big mana decks, and then we beat Burn as well, so like some peak Modern the Gathering here. Yeah, 2 hours till the ban and restricted update. 2 hours. No, we've lost 2 games. We dropped a game against Tron because our deck didn't work. We hit our failure rate there. I think blue-white crafted. You can find my preferred Enduring Ideal list on my website. We played that archetype a bunch in the past. Yeah, T-minus 2 hours, still no changes in all formats. Noatao, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What do we ban out of this deck other than Spirit Guide? Just Spirit Guide. Yeah, you don't need to ban anything else. 1 more month of shining. My sword shining till my shield of justice will draw blood. Imminent. Thank you for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't know what Mirror Maid does. They might ban or unban stuff at the next announcement, but I would assume that we're close enough to the last unbanning that they're not going to make any changes now. This is really close, but I don't think this is keepable at... I don't think this is keepable at 7. We, like, make a mana, so if we draw a land, we can Manamorphose into... Yeah, I think this one's just not good enough without a land. And this hand's great, right? Okie dokie. Cue the carnival music. Oh, you know, I should have kept the Summoner's Pact in my hand and not bottomed it when we were mulliganing. We got there, so it's okay, but I definitely mulliganed incorrectly this game. Send in the clowns. Could it be that this deck wants to be on the draw game 1? Nah, I don't think so. I think there's enough turn 1 discard spells that that's an unnecessary risk. This Summoner's Pact puts our deck to a number that's divisible by 7, so that's great. Having your deck be a number of cards that's divisible by 7 means that you get to draw the whole thing guaranteed. Yeah, Spell Snares and Spell Pierces too. Being on the play is really good in Magic. For anyone that was uncertain. One mod 7 is also good because Manamorphose. Yes, that's true too. Good solid turn 2 kill. Opponent took 1 turn. We took 1 turn. 1 + 1 is 2. Excellent. Windswept Heath go. How do I sideboard? Do I sideboard? The answer might just be don't. I could, like, board in Slaughter Pacts. Yeah, Slaughter Pacts the maybe this is good here, right? This is probably fine. What's the paper cost of this deck? I have no idea. How easy is it to sideboard with this deck? It actually seems pretty clean. It's actually really cheap. Oh yeah, did Nourishing Shoal get reprinted recently? By modern standards, this deck's probably pretty cheap. The most expensive card is Manamorphose. Gosh, MTG Finance is rancid. The most expensive card is Manamorphose. Pretty easy mulligan here. He just doesn't do anything. If I draw a Neoform, this hand can turn 1. I think this hand's good enough. I think we played against our opponent before, and they usually play creature combo decks. I mean, even good decks can frequently be dumpster fires on stream, right, Percy? Well, that's not a particularly good draw. What are your thoughts on Sultai control decks using Ice and Coddle? Listen, if you're playing control in Modern, you should register whatever cards you feel like registering because obviously you're following your heart anyways. Sure. This is a pretty long game. Pretty long game. Yeah, good sideboard play. Just like we drew it up. Wow, did we really not find a shoal? Yeah, I guess we just pass, huh? Yeah, we can pay for Slaughter Pact. We're okay. We're dead to Pact. There's literally a Gemstone Mine in play, and there's Manamorphose in my hand. Stop it. Oh, I should have cast this. Why didn't I cast these? I'm so dumb. I want to blame the fact that I was yelling at chat. I should have 2 4/4s in play. It's like, this game's been long, you're suffering from fatigue. Yeah, see, you get me. You understand. But it's been a really long game. Yeah, Birds of Paradise resolves. Alright, pretty sure I Slaughter Pact the Eidolon and then kill them here, right? Wait, do they just jump block with Eidolon? Alright. What? Once Upon a Time resolves. Oh. This is the 4-0 bracket, chat. We're undefeated. Yeah, Once Upon a Time is broken, it's just not broken in their deck. It feels fitting. It feels fitting to trophy with this one. That was pretty great, not gonna lie. It was quite excellent. Thoughts on this deck? It's cracked in half and you should be playing it. If this deck survives the ban list update today, would strongly recommend picking it up. I think I would swap this one main deck Veil of Summer for a third Dissenter's Deliverance, in large part due to the fact that cycling Dissenter's Deliverance doesn't count as casting a spell. So your Once Upon a Time is still free afterwards. So I think I'd put this in the board and probably trim a Leyline of Sanctity or a Pact of Negation, and then put a third Dissenters in the main. Just do this. I'm gonna update the list on my website to be this, I think. Reasonable.